Dude, have you seen any movies that were filmed on an IMAX film camera?
Let me think. Oh yeah, I have watched Oppenheimer.
So, how was it?
It was spectacular, dude. I was totally immersed in the movie, you know. I don't even know how to describe it. It was like I could feel the movie.
I know, right? Wanna know what makes this IMAX experience so special?
Hell yeah, dude.
Alright then, roll the intro.
Rolling intro.
In the year 1967, four Canadian high school friends started this company. At that time, they were working on an experimental film called Polar Life, where they used 11 screens and projectors. And the audience was seated on a central rotation turntable surrounded by the screens. So they went for the name Multi-Screen Corp. Then they renamed it to IMAX in 1970.
But tell me this, why did they change the name?
Yeah, I'm getting there. Among the four high school friends, one of them, William Shaw, was an engineer. The other three guys, Graeme, Roman and Robert, had this idea of developing a large film to create a greater emotion and bring the audience into the story. So when they reached out to William, he was like, say no more. He developed a film format which was 8 times bigger than the 35 film which was commonly used back then. This became such a huge deal that they had to change the name to IMAX. Image Maximum, which is the reference to the large film format that they cooked.
Okay, wait a second. You have been using the word film a lot. The meaning of the word film that I know is that it's just another word for movie. But after what you said, seems like it has a different meaning. So what exactly is film?
Okay, I get why you are confused. Back in the days, movies were shot using film cameras unlike digital cameras now. In digital cameras, images or videos is stored/recorded into an SSD or an SD card in the digital form, that is zeros and ones. But in film cameras, images and videos were captured onto a film. Basically, a film is a photographic strip that runs through the camera to capture images onto it. Then these images captured onto the film were projected onto a screen in front of an audience. So people started to call these movies as films, referring to the actual film that was being projected in the movie theaters.
Got it. So what set IMAX film apart from whatever other film format existed back in the days or even now?
So, traditionally, all kinds of movies were shot on a 35mm film. What IMAX did was make everything bigger. Bigger film, bigger screen, bigger projector, which made the movie experience way more immersive and better overall. The quote 35mm film is kind of a misnomer, because yes, the film strip was 35mm wide, but the actual image of the movie was not 35mm, it was just 24.9mm. The rest of the film's width had these perforations on top and bottom of the image, 4 perforations per frame. These perforations were used to feed the film strip vertically into the camera or the projector. IMAX uses 70mm or 15x70mm film, in which the image itself is 70mm wide and has 15 perforations per frame, and the film strip was fed horizontally rather than vertically. So using this huge film meant longer and lenses with wider aperture could be used. This gave that cinematic background blur and sharper details for the subjects in focus, bringing audiences focus on the characters and adding an overall aesthetic look to the image.
Okay, but why is it still used now? I mean, it's 2024, it's digital era, so why not just digital cameras?
Good question. Using a digital camera is way more convenient than using a film camera. Digital cameras are quiet, whereas IMAX cameras are loud because of the film feeding mechanism in the camera. With digital, you can take unlimited takes and for almost however long you want. But with film, you have to change the film reel once in a while. Digital cameras are a lot more portable and lightweight. But still, many directors prefer film. As Chris Nolan puts it, the look of the film feels different when compared to digital. It gives an aesthetic quality to the image. IMAX film specifically also has the highest resolution of 16K, whereas digital camera's current highest is 12K. The film grain, large format, resolution and chemistry of developing a film, all these adds up to give a distinct aesthetic look to IMAX film which is unmatched by any digital camera.
Okay, so the movie is recorded onto the film. Now, how to show that to the audience?
Well, how do you think a normal theater shows a movie?
Well, I'm guessing that some kind of projector projects the image onto the screen.
IMAX also does that in the same way, but uses 2 projectors instead of 1 to achieve bright and huge images. As I said before, IMAX cameras feed the film horizontally to capture the images. Well, their projectors also work in the same way. The projectors are fed the 70mm film horizontally onto the lens that takes up 13,000 watts of power. How do you think the sound is played in an IMAX theater?
What do you mean how the sound is played? Like the video already has sound embedded in it, right?
Wrong. IMAX film doesn't contain any audio as the 35mm does. So the IMAX projectionist has to take the DVD and sync the audio to the film and play it at the same time. And if the projectionist misses the audio sync by even a single second, all they can do is pack their bags and look for a new job. Well, that's how the audio is fed to the sound system. The speakers are placed in such a way that you can feel the bones tingling in your body. That's how great a sound system of an IMAX is. How many of such IMAX screens do you think are in the world?
I'm guessing somewhere around 2K or 3K, 1K at least for sure.
Wrong. Only 30 of these true 15x70mm screens and projectors are present in this entire universe.
Okay, after hearing about how great IMAX is, I'm wondering why doesn't every filmmaker use it? Like if you're making a movie, then make it in the best way possible. So why aren't more filmmakers using IMAX?
Well, there's only one main answer to that question. Money. To even rent an IMAX camera, it's crazy expensive. Do you know how much it costs to produce a minute of an IMAX film? On an average, it costs around $1,000 to produce a minute of an IMAX film. The cost to produce an IMAX film is so big that some studios can't even afford that. And even if some can, they just won't because all the problems that comes with the post-production and production of the film. The IMAX 70mm film print for Oppenheimer weighs around 600 pounds and is about the length of 18 kilometers. IMAX theaters use the Sonic's proportional point source loudspeaker system, which typically has 44 laser-focused speaker drivers. Until now, you are watching a video that is in the IMAX aspect ratio. If you still didn't notice it, make this video full screen. See, I told you. So if you want to know more about how IMAX evolved into this filmmaking tech giant, we could make a video on that too. So comment down below and stay tuned.